Hi Pisces, and welcome to your reading for April. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please connect with your higher self and your guides while I'm shuffling, and ask them to pass along any messages through me that will help you on your way at this current time. We're going to do a general reading first and then follow it up with a higher octave spread to give any additional insight that needs to be brought through. So let's take a look at the energy for Pisces. There's the Tower at the bottom of the deck, and there's the World. Those two, I don't know if you noticed that, but when I split the deck before to shuffle, those two cards come out, so it's very significant. Crossed by the Hangman, Page of Cups, which is your archetypal card, Eight of Wands reversed, Magician reversed, Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles reversed, Seven of Pentacles reversed, Ten of Swords, Six of Cups, Knight of Cups reversed, Ace of Pentacles, Empress, and Nine of Cups reversed. Alright, let's take a look. So, my overall impression, my first impression putting these cards down, is that this is an amazing time for you. It's a very powerful time. It's a time of real alignment. I'm hearing virtuoso. Can you look that up? Virtuoso is a person highly skilled in music or another artistic pursuit. So yeah, I felt that. Like, there's energy in this reading, especially given that you're coming out in your spread in the crowning card position of this reading. Like this energy of the card in this position is capping the whole reading, and that's kind of, it feels like you're really in your element at the moment. You're in your element. While there may be this energy of the Tower at the foundation, this may be, and with the Eight of Wands here in the foundation of the reading in reverse, I do feel in you there you might still be dealing with some anxiety about circumstances, about situation, about the wider community and what's happening in the world right now. But there's something about your energy right now that is pretty in tune with what you need to do. That's what I feel like. You're in tune with what you need to do. You may be feeling quite aware about how you need to channel your energy and how you need to take care of yourself to feel good, to maintain the space that you're in. There's actually also the Hangman card is also another Piscean card. So you're coming out in your reading twice, which is really interesting. The crowning card is the Page of Cups. It's kind of feeling like, yep, you're doing your thing. If virtuoso was a word that resonated with you and is relevant for you, then you could certainly be using this time to be creative, or to really give time and energy to the things that you're passionate about, and really focus and dedicate on giving time to the things that are really important for you. And yet, seeing the Hangman come out here as the crossing card in your reading, it's like you are also feeling challenged by that at the same time. I feel a very global energy in your reading. You're the last reading I'm doing for this month. And of all the readings, even though everybody's been touched by that, and almost all the readings had the Tower card in it, for example, you know, like this sudden unexpected change that's bringing about drastic and radical shifts in the entire, like, global psyche. And you have also here in the middle of the reading the World card. I feel in your energy there's something really much, maybe more than a lot of the other signs here, is that your energy is very much tapped into a global, like a group mind, or that you're feeling everything, you're feeling the whole world. But with this Hangman here as the crossing card, it's kind of feeling quite compassionate. And I mean, this might not be true for all of you, but I feel with this energy as the crossing card, for some of you, you have a kind of obviously you're a very empathic person. There's something here about you being able to really feel things that maybe other people can't feel. And for some of you, that might feel very challenging, and that might feel very burdensome. But for others of you who have evolved, and I'm you know, if you're watching the content on this channel, there's definitely like a level of involvement. This is not really a space for beginners here, I would say. So if you're feeling that energy of, like, you're tapping into the global psyche, and you're tuning into the energy that, like, that is being felt on a more global sense, global space, you may be kind of like, what I feel there is that there's energy of compassion, of understanding, of surrender also. You know, like with this Eight of Wands reverse, Magician reverse, Ten of Swords reverse, you don't necessarily like what's going on, but there's an energy of you making effort to surrender to the circumstances and not struggle. Because you can tend to do that anyways. But I'm sensing that you are starting to understand that you need to be a little bit more willing to deal with things as they're happening, because you can't control them anyway. What you can control is the way that you feel. And so I feel like this time is a moment where you may be getting a little feedback through your own perception of how actually you're doing pretty well in certain regards of being able to manage your energy and be mindful of what you put your time and effort into. You know, like you could be definitely focused on your physical, mental, emotional, and creative energies around this time. You know, like using this specific opportunity that we all have right now to really give attention to your physical body, make sure you're moving, to your spiritual self, giving time to meditation, making sure that you're embodying and activating and channeling in your creative force as well, just to be kind of taking care of all the areas that need to be taken care of. Otherwise you could really be struggling around this time. Now in this quadrant of you, how you see yourself right now, you have the King of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Cups reversed. So in a way that's almost a little bit of an opposite of what I just said here. Like this could be saying that you feel really ungrounded, you may feel unhappy, discontented, you may feel disempowered. And that could also be true on top of what I just said. You could be feeling all of these things, and no doubt you are, because you're such a sensitive creature. But what's important, I think, is to just be in the flow of what you feel each day, and know that a good day or a bad day is up to you. There can be circumstances that you have to work with and that you have to deal with. But you need not be a victim of those energies. That you need to understand here that the work for you right now is to really channel that determination and willpower and work with the limitations that we're experiencing. Because in this card, the World, there is in the four corners of the card all of the fixed signs. And so what this represents here is actually Saturn. This card is ruled by Saturn, even though it's the World. So what that's saying here is that you need to understand that there is restriction and there is limitation in place, and how you best need to work with that is to be fluid and accepting, but also use discipline, apply discipline at this time, so that you can find a way to be with all that is and not feel frustrated or angry or irritable, right? In this quadrant, you have the Empress upright with the Seven of Pentacles. I like this a lot. The Seven of Pentacles is reversed. But what I feel here with the Empress, so what that's telling me is that you might be experiencing some financial difficulty at the moment. Most certainly, that's possible. But you could also be using this time again to see how you can channel your creative force, how you can be in tune with the gifts and talents and skills that you have to create something new. It's also about how you can be, because the Empress is she's very like luxurious and comfortable. It's ruled by Taurus. It's a very Venusian card. There's also generosity there. So this could also be describing you using the resources that you have to take care of other people, to be generous, to be giving, to be caring. But it's also about you using this opportunity to see how you can work with a shifting energy that maybe was sudden and unexpected, to see how you can channel your creative force into something to embody or establish or plant new seeds for something else that will generate new energy, new abundance for you in the future. So this quadrant hopes and fears you have Ten of Swords upright with the Ace of Pentacles upright. Again, something has suddenly ended. Some of you may have lost your job. Some of you may be using this time to, as I said, channel your creative energy and your innovation and your ideas into something that you're planting seeds for now with those ideas that will bring about some return for you in the future, that will also actually help you feel a lot more satisfied in your expression. You know, like while it might be challenging financially to deal with this sudden change or an ending of flow of cash perhaps, the outcome is like, look at all these Cups cards. Six of Cups, Page of Cups, and Knight of Cups. All of them saying that there is a way for you to channel the challenging energy into something that is going to be profoundly rewarding for you, because you're being brought more into an alignment with your true nature. So tapping into skills that you have that may have been latent, or things that you might have put on the back burner because, you know, you needed to put food on the table and look after your financial wellness. Now you might be seeing that, okay, I don't have any money anyway, so I might as well do what I love. Now with this, in this outcome position, we have Six of Cups and the Knight of Cups in reverse, and there's also the Knight of Swords here. So this is a tiny little vignette. It's a little different story. The rest of the reading felt pretty cohesive. But what I'm feeling here is that for some of you, there could be someone from your past coming back here that maybe wants to offer you a moment of love. Either it's you or another person. Either you are approaching someone that from your past, like an ex-lover or an ex-partner or something like that, or it's someone that you've known from before, or this is more of like a past life connection, someone that you is really familiar to you that's coming into your life at this moment. And there could be a moment where there is a brief encounter, but I feel that it's just that, it's a brief encounter, because the Knight of Swords is upright and the Knight of Cups is in reverse. So while there's a sweet connection there and there is some kind of union, it could be just a brief passing thing, because it's not something that has, it doesn't feel like it has longevity in it, because the Knight of Swords is it's like flash in the pan, it's brash and fast moving, but it's also a little bit fickle. So it could be just coming and going, and again, it could be you, it doesn't necessarily have to be the other person, it could go either way. And again, the Knight of Cups in reverse is that there is not really a love offer that has long-term potential. It's just a moment. It's just a moment here. So let's have a look now at the bottom of the deck. Excuse me. Tower reverse, Lovers reverse. So that kind of feels like a confirmation there of what I just gave. There's another Knight now. So you have 3 Knights in your reading. There's a Knight of Pentacles upright, and there's Justice in reverse. Okay. Again, I feel like this little snapshot of cards here is sort of tagging on to what I just spoke on there at the end of the reading. A potential love offer, someone from your past, recent past, or someone from your past life, for example, something distant. There could be some kind of fleeting romance or fleeting connection there, but with the Lovers in reverse here, it's not a long-term thing. Also with the Justice reverse, there could be something karmic there that's just like, and that doesn't have to mean it's bad or heavy or anything. It could just simply mean like there was something profound there and there was a connection, and there is something to just like maybe tie up some loose ends or just touch base again, just to have that remembering feeling or that familiarity feeling. It doesn't have to mean that it's about happily ever after and skipping off into the sunset and getting married or any of that. It's not about that. There is just a moment there of something like a reconnection or a rekindling or a remembering, but it's very fleeting and it's not long lasting. But this Knight of Pentacles here with the Justice in reverse, just give me a second here with this. Again, I feel like there's something in your energy that's wanting to, like this Knight of Pentacles wants commitment. He's very patient. It's slow moving energy. The Knight of Swords is more fleeting, as I said. It's very brash and sudden and fast moving and impatient and spontaneous, but it fizzles out, burns out. So I'm feeling like this is you, and you maybe are wanting to make this thing be something long lasting, but it's, I think, just important to say here with all 4 of these cards, like there's 3 major arcana cards coming out in the extension. With the Tower, the Lovers reversed, and the Justice card in reverse, I think it's important to not be attached to something, to just understand that there's some energy here that's moving, and just let it be what it is. Don't try to grasp onto it. Don't try to make it be something that it's not. With the Knight of Pentacles there, you might be trying to force a situation to be something that it's not. So just be aware of that in the coming days, weeks. If this energy is showing up for you, just be aware not to be attached. Just enjoy a moment of romance or intimacy or cuteness or whatever it is, playfulness. But don't try to force it to become something long. It'll just hurt you. You'll be hurt by it. And not because the person is intentionally being selfish or whatever, but it's because you are trying to make something be something that it's not. So be aware about that, and just be willing to have a spontaneous, free, and like fun moment without trying to grip onto it and force it to become something that it can never be. It can never be. Focus more at this time, I'd say, on your creative endeavors, on you channeling your your innovation, on developing your virtuosity. That was coming back from the beginning of the reading. Practice. I'm feeling that in this reading. Practicing your whatever creative endeavor that you love to do, just doing it over and over again. And maybe even connecting it to some kind of endeavor where it could become, you know, a new business, for example, right? Because maybe currently what you have, if you've just recently lost a job, or if you're in work now that you maybe don't love so much, but it brings in an income for you, this could be a moment here where you're able to reevaluate your time and your space and what you do each day, and start to realize that you might as well do what makes you happy, because you might have lost your job and have no money anyways. All right. Definitely feeling the Saturn energy coming through this reading with the World card, and the Mars energy with the Tower. So, you know, forces that are creating limitation and restriction are definitely in play in your reading. Sudden unexpected changes. The Justice in reverse there, I feel, is connected to this, like, Lovers reverse, and that's Knight of Cups in reverse, where there could be some karmic thing with an old lover, an old flame, or a past life connection that is just what I really feel very strongly, that it's just a moment of like connecting with someone just to remember, or just to there could be some information that's revealed through that moment of connection, but it's important not to try to make it into something long term. You may want it to be long lasting, but it's actually, there's just some kind of transference of information or relaying of information that's important for you to kind of collect some fragment of yourself to help you heal some part of yourself. That's what I'm getting from these two cards, especially the Justice card in reverse. It's just about a moment of remembering and reclaiming some energy. Don't try to force it to become something that it's not going to ever be able to be. All right, let's just check over here. Very, very dynamic energy in this reading of change, of shifts, new beginnings for sure with the Ace of Pentacles there. But this is a moment here where you may not necessarily have like fully formed ideas. This is more about you kind of dabbling a little bit with some things and testing out some, you might be testing out some techniques, or just trying out some new things and kind of deciding what the seeds are that you want to plant. You might not actually be planting them right at this moment. This could be a time of experimentation and, yeah, developing ideas and techniques. I feel that's it for your reading, Pisces. Thank you so much for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I hope you found some things in there that are useful to you, that can help you on your way. Thanks for liking, sharing. Oh, wait, I'm going to do the Higher Octave spread first. So, if it's your first time here, the Higher Octave reading is designed to provide a little bit more insight, to develop some of these concepts a little further, or to bring in some other messages that your guides and your higher self wish to bring to your attention, to illuminate blind spots, or just in general to help provide any practical insight and advice that will help you at this time. So please send your energy into the deck so I can get really clear and relevant messages that are tailored for you specifically. Alright, bottom of the deck we have 10 of Wands. There's the Page of Cups in the reading in the heart of the spread. This is the same card you had there in the crowning position, but this time it's in reverse in the Higher Octave spread. So we'll talk about that. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Cups reversed, 8 of Cups, Sage of Wands reversed, 8 of Pentacles. There's the Justice card again, upright. There's the Moon, 4 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles reversed, Child of Crystals reversed, that's the Page of Swords, 6 of Swords reversed, 2 of Swords reversed, and Sage of Cups upright. Interesting cards, quite different actually from the previous reading, even though there's that one or two repeating cards here. The energy of this spread is quite different, and I would say for some of you this could be describing the other side of the coin. So you might be experiencing moments where, as I said in the beginning of the first reading, where you're feeling the energy of everything that's happening, but you actually feel like quite accepting of it, and you're sort of surrendering to it and using the energy to channel your creativity. But in this spread, I'm kind of seeing a little bit more of like some anxiety and fear and concerns. But there is some like resolve coming through in the spread. So if you want to hear the interpretation of this reading, please click in the link in the description below and browse over to the Higher Octave spread. And we'll talk about it over there. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next reading.